Welcome back to We Watch Movie. I'm Mike, he's Jay, Chucky 3. We're powering through the painful series of Chucky. It hurts deeply and darkly.
Don't fuck with the Chuck. Child's Play 3, they pick up the doll that was left at the end of Child's Play 2, and they're moving across. The blood gets mixed in with the melting wax thing. I do like that opening scene where you see the blood mixing in with the wax.
It's fun 80s darkness.
Yeah, and you see all the, I was actually
even though it's the 90s.
I was like eating like, I don't know if it was like spaghetti or something, and I'm like, I don't want this anymore. And he comes back to life again. Barkley is 16 years old now. He's been shipped off to a military school after bouncing from foster home to foster home. Chucky is still obsessed with the idea of possessing Barkley. He finds Tyler and figures, hey, you know what? I can tell my secret to Tyler and just possess that kid's body instead of worrying about Andy now.
It makes a fun question too, because at the time when you're watching Child's Play 3, you're thinking, wait a minute, so you're just gonna jump into Tyler's body, like, I found somebody new to possess, I don't need you anymore. But like, you could have found any kid to possess. It didn't have to be Andy. They don't answer that question until The Curse of Chucky, where she says, you just want to be a completist. You're mad that you didn't kill him in the first place. So it's a weird, it's a question that doesn't get answered for 3 movies later.
So he does that, and then, you know, he fucks with the whole military school setting, which I kind of like the military school setting. I kind of like what they did with that, because that did feel early 90s. Like the way that they had the bully, the asshole sergeant guy, whatever he was, first corporal asshole dick face that he was. Don Mancini that wrote it. He said, and I felt that when I was watching it, he literally ran out of ideas. When he got to Chucky 3, he had no ideas left. And you can see that. It's just rehashed. It's in a different setting, but it's the same kind of thing. It's the same kind of scenario. It's the same kind of setting or ideal behind Chucky. There's nothing new that they present, except that they go more over the top of what Chucky says and how he does things and stuff like that, which is still funny. I like some of the lines that Charles Lee Ray says in this as Chucky, but overall you can tell that this thing has been reused and rehashed multiple times.
Yeah, it's basically, this is Chucky 3. Chucky goes to military school is all it is. And they recast Andy as this older kid who just looks like
Will Wheaton.
Something about that kid's face, you know, I don't know. I don't like that kid. I don't like his face. I don't know why, but every time he's got that haircut and he looks weird, it's something about that kid's face. I do not like him. It's just one of those people, you know, you look at someone and you're like, I don't like you.
I want to punch you in the fucking face.
I want to hit your face. And what's fun is that the girl that he becomes romantically involved with, Perry Reeves, in the movie, she looks like she's like the lead chick from Blossom or something. She's like kind of mannish or whatever. What's funny about that is she ends up, you know who she is she's Ari's wife in Entourage. She's hot as shit now. Mm-hmm. She was also Will Ferrell's wife in Old School. But yeah, so he goes there and you got that whole military school setting or whatever, and he even said, like you said, he said they wanted it done so badly that they just forced me to hurry up and get something out in the production to get it done. And I will say this for Don Mancini, I think the script in this movie, the script is actually really good. If you look at the setting and you look at what's happening, they do this whole 80s war games type thing where like they involve the military school and the stuff going on. And the settings and what happens is like when he goes and he replaces all the paintballs with bullets.
I love that.
It lends to something that could be really creepy, disturbing, and fucked up if you played it out there. If the director had taken it and done the right thing with it, Jack Bender, but he didn't. He failed totally and miserably, I thought. The settings that the script lended to this movie could have been a really good movie. And something fun about this movie is that this is the first horror movie I ever saw, and I didn't remember that until I was watching it. I went to a birthday party when I was really, really young, and they were like, we're gonna watch Child's Play. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm scared. I'm not ready. And we watched it, and I was like,
you are one pathetic. I know. Like, my first was Nightmare on Elm Street.
It was in
That was my first.
I remember we're sitting in this kid's living room, and it had the crappy plastic rental box over top of it.
Yeah.
Like they used to do that. Like, what are you trying to protect? It's a cardboard box.
The box.
Yeah, but that terrible giant boxy plastic cardboard box. They popped in, and I'm like, I'm ready to be scared as fuck. And the first kill doesn't come until, like, I might be wrong about this, but I don't think the first nasty thing happens until the garbage man closes in that guy's arm and cuts it off. Which, what a fucking idiot, by the way. Pull your fucking arm back in. You're a garbage truck driver. You know what happens when it closes. And he's like, oh no!
I do like some of the characters in this. I like Barkley. I know he's a guy that, you know, you want to punch in the face, but he was all right. The girl was good. Shelton was a perfect asshole because he was a perfect asshole that he starts with, but then he's also the kind of prick that becomes a decent guy at the end because he's really not like an asshole like you think. He's just really into the military
like the
lifestyle.
bad guy in Karate Kid.
Right. He's just really into the military lifestyle. But, you know, then there was classic lines. You know, Chucky said, don't fuck with the Chuck. And then it's like, Chucky's going to be a bro.
It was early 90s. It was military school. It felt like Corey Feldman should be involved somehow. But you also, again, just like the second one, you had this big business start to it in Chucky 3. They start with the business again. They're like, we're reinventing the doll for the 90s. And the owner of the company makes the stupidest fucking decision ever. He's like, yeah, even though that doll's killing people, yeah, we don't need it, but we'll bring it back. But then you have that cool scene where he's at his little, like, penthouse or whatever, and Chucky kills him, which was cool. Thing is about Chucky in this movie, he didn't look right. He didn't look right that when he moved. It was the first time they actually used computer graphics for it, and he just didn't. I didn't feel it.
I don't know, man. I kind of like the animatronics in this. I think the animatronics like took another step. Like I think that he looked great. I never had a problem with him when he got angry, when he was talking. I think it looked better than it had in the previous two. But other than that bright spot for me, I just don't. I think the storytelling was slow. I think that it wasn't even slow. It was just kind of out there.
At this point, it was who gives a shit.
It was just like there was a cool scene at the end, towards the end, when they're in the crazy haunted house and that blade comes down and slices half his face off. That was pretty fucking cool. I was like, holy shit. He's like, I was like, wow.
And also, the death of Chucky in this movie was pretty damn gnarly, if you ask me. When they drop him into that, why is there a giant fucking huge blades turbine fan out of? Yeah, no, but they drop him into that and he gets completely disintegrated. Which, if you think about the litany of horror people, Michael Myers, all of them, how do you kill them? Obviously, the answer is chop their heads off. Chucky has been through way more than that. But in this, it's perfect. If you really want to kill Chucky off, and I think secretly deep down the writer did, go through the turbine blade, chop him into a million little pieces, can't put it back together, which they do, but that was a really cool death scene. I also want to say that I did love the hairdresser guy, the hair clipper guy. He's like, oh yeah, we're getting really nice and bald, I like it. It was like weird and sexual, and he would like come to them at lunch and be like, oh, I'm gonna cut the fuck out of your hair tonight. It was fucking weird. It was very, very strange, but yeah, as you said, it's just slow. There's no suspense to it whatsoever. It's just like, get the fuck on.
It was one of those movies that you kind of know, you know, there is nothing in it that's going to be surprising. There's nothing that's going to be around the corner that's going to be like, holy shit.
It's not like Chucky's going to get married and have a baby. It's just a different setting, a different place for Chucky to do his business at. I give this one a 5. I give it a 5. Overall, it's just a little bit less good than the second one just because it's like we're doing all this again.
Well, see, I don't know what it is, man. I don't know if it was because the year it came out in or when I watched it, how I felt, whatever it was. I give this movie a slightly higher rating than Chucky 2. I liked it a little bit more. 5.5.
What's your favorite third movie in a horror series of all time?
Favorite third?
Third movie, number 3.
Well,
so you got what? Halloween 3.
No way.
No. Jason 3.
Got it.
3D.
Got it.
What?
Dream Warriors, Nightmare on Elm Street 3.
That's a really, really good one.
I
haven't made my choice yet, so I don't know. But yeah, that's a good one.
Super 3.
But, and I also want to ask you guys a question. What do you guys think about pumpkin beer? Because I have a weird feeling. I like it because it's October-y and it's pumpkin-y, but it also tastes like shit, sort of.
Is it pulpy?
Click that subscribe button to get some wham up in you. We'll see you guys next time.
Love you guys.
With the bride of Chuck, right? Bride? The bitch gets married.
Yeah.
We watched a movie. Yeah. We watched a movie.